I have the honor of introducing Shifu Sally Chang, who has been practicing martial arts for over 28 years in the Bay Area. She is a martial artist, as I said, acupuncturist, and teacher. And she is the instructor of Evergreen Taiji Academy, and I will be putting that link in the chat as well, and 26th generation lineage holder of the Wudang Longmen Dragon Gate School of Taoism. She offers online and in-person workshops and classes. And as I said, I'll be putting that link in the chat, and I hope that you enjoy her class. I'm getting ready to get up and move as well.
Morning, everybody. It's such an honor to be here and meet all of you, and it's a great honor to be invited into this group of excellence. Thank you, Sam, for the introduction, and thanks for, I'm so glad that we met. PAMA, the Pacific Association of Women Martial Artists, is such an amazing organization. I'm relatively new to it, but there's some seasoned members here that I wanted to acknowledge and to really thank for bringing people together. And also just thank the Aikido Solstice Seminars Committee just for putting this all together. Community is so important right now, and that we can connect through this medium, I think is just amazing. You know, before, I think I would have scoffed my nose, you know, everything has to be in person, but actually this is a really great way to connect. So I just want to welcome you to my class. The Wudang School is known as the source or the origin of the internal martial arts in Chinese martial arts, the origin of Tai Chi and Qigong. Qigong is just I'm sure most of you know, but it's the art and the study of Qi, the vital energy that all living things have. So we've all got it, and we're all studying it, and we're all moving it. All right, and being at the solstice, I think, is a really wonderful time. I mean, solstice it's a transference, it's a transforming of energy. It's the transition of power. So really it's just like here, the yang is going to bed, like yang is going to bed and cuddling up in bed, going into a hibernation or dormant stage. And then at solstice, it's like the light turns. So yin is at its height in winter, puts yang to bed. And then when the solstice happens, it's like the switch gets turned. And it's like the seed that gets planted in the ground. And it's encased in its hard shell. It's very cozy in there. But then something in the world, the temperature, the sunlight, something signals that seed to break open that shell. And that is the moment of the solstice. It's the moment when yang starts to rise. And yang energy is very tender at that time. It needs cultivation. It's sort of like starting a fire. You need to really blow on the embers very gently. You need to feed the fire so that it doesn't go out. And so all of those principles are intact during this time too. We don't want our yang energy, which has a lot of it has been spent in this very active, challenging year. We want to be able to restore and rest and also nurture our yang energy so that all the things we learned this year can manifest into a new direction in the new year, come spring. So that is this time, that is the transition of powers, the powers of yin and yang transforming into each other. And as you know, the transition of powers politically, socially, racially, gender, all of those things, old and new, traditional, contemporary, all of those things are being reckoned with right now. And so we can take what we learned and to put that into our own being and our own ground so that those things can take root and then sprout out in the springtime. All right. Okay, so let's get moving. So get your last swig of your morning beverage. Find the place in your room where you're comfortable. And get my camera to focus. Okay, so let's warm up. And let's just start with some gentle shaking. So just get on your just high horse stance here. Talking about horses, I totally want to learn how to ride a horse. I've had some horse people as my students in Tai Chi. And they just have a different kind of knowledge. I totally want to go out on horses with them. All right, turn slightly to one direction, just 10 degrees, but don't change the weight in your feet. Have the feet just be 50-50 weight distribution, and then rotate on your central axis back to the center. Feel symmetry, feel symmetry. Then turn 10 to 15 degrees the other way, not very far. And see if you can locate the centers of your feet and your central vertical axis and the crown of your head, and rotate on your central vertical axis to get back to center. Good, deep breath, and then just let the arms come down, and then big circle, up and down, front center line. Big breath. So just feeling yourself breathing with your entire body, that you are a vessel connecting heaven and earth. You're inviting heavenly energy in through the crown of your head, opening like an aperture, and breathing it through the vessel of you, feeling the flow of yang energy come in through your body and connecting through the centers of your feet, spiraling down into the soft earth and drawing up yin energy or earthly energy. And just inviting that energy into your body, physically, energetically, mentally, spiritually. Good. All right, I'm going to start with a little arm swinging here. So just lift your arms to shoulder level and then just bend the knees and engage your core gently. Engage your core gently and feel your arms just rotating freely in the shoulder socket, but without throwing the arms. So it's not forceful. There's no downhill skiing. You just want to have an upright spine, gentle engagement of your core, and you want to actually increase the space in the hips and the knees. And feel, even though you're kind of bouncing up and down, that you're not flattening out your feet, the internal archway of the feet. Stay preserved. Good. And then step one forward, one back. Your weight's in the back, 70%. Front knee is pointed straight ahead and it's rather still, so it's not wandering around. Your feet stay on the ground. Your toes stay on the ground. Switch your feet by focusing and drawing in your energy into your dantian, your hara, your lower abdomen, and keep your nose forward. So you're identifying your central vertical axis. You're just rotating very gently, and you're rotating very gently and locating the centers of your feet as you do that. So focus your energy in your belly and then switch your feet again. Good. Deep breaths into your belly to further locate it, and then switch your feet. And switch. So the upper body is rather calm and you're not dropping your weight from one leg to the other. Switch your feet. So the upper body is buoyant and light. Relax the shoulders, chest, belly, and hips. Okay, good. All right. Put your toes in a line. Look over your right shoulder. Rotate the head. And deep breaths into your belly. And when you do this, really try to observe how your body is moving the head rather than how your head is moving the body. Reverse direction and bring your attention especially to the side of your body that your eyes are not looking towards. And see if you can relax your chest, the shoulder, the psoas, the hip, the deep muscles of the abdomen, the hip. Keep the quads soft. And again, there's no weight shift between left and right feet. Good. All right. And from here, spread your stance out, a little bit wider stance. Your feet are still parallel. You'll be bending at the waist, but first send your central vertical, the highest point on your head up like an antenna, and then send it up and out the same way that you're rooting down into the earth simultaneously. You have some core tone, and try not to let the shoulders roll forward or dissociate from the torso. So you still feel like a gentle suction in towards the core. And just take some deep breaths here to deepen your stretch, to bring circulation of energy, but also blood, reduction of tension, decompression, and lengthen the back, the glutes, the hamstrings, all the way into the soles of the feet. And on your next breath, engage your pelvic floor and begin to roll up your spine, starting with the pelvic floor. Bend the knees just a wee bit and roll up from the base to the top of the spine until your crown point, your antenna goes vertical. Feel that verticality. And then walk your feet in, toes and heels, by bringing it like you're drawing it in. Toes, heels, toes and heels into your dantian. So even this movement, you're not taking for granted. Everything, all the energy is returning into your dantian, your lower elixir field, or your hara. Good. Okay. All right. So let's start with a little bit of a Qigong. We're going to start with some self-massage. So use the inside of your knuckle here, the inside of your finger and your knuckle, and begin to just massage the orbit of the eye. So the bone, and keep your shoulders down, keep the elbows down, and avoid pushing the head forward. Really just feel the massage into the bones, relaxing the eye muscles, relaxing the temples and the brow. Good. And then from here, using your index finger, go on the cheek line and then up the bridge of the nose and then across the cheeks again. So you're just opening up the sinuses. The sinus cavities, they actually take up a huge amount in the head. A huge amount of space in the head is empty. The brain thinks it's really, really important, but actually these sinus cavities are super important too. You really want that airflow, the moisture, balance the mucosal membranes to be flowing and circulating, especially during this time. All right, and then from here, just slide down your face, just gently. Actually, you don't have to force this. Just feel like your hands, you can make a funny face, don't worry about that. I'm the only one being recorded, so you'll only see my funny face. So just feel like your hands are like a gecko that just is slowly sliding down a window pane. Okay, it kind of does it on its own accord, but it has a stickiness. And then let the muscle fibers and tissues relax, the face, the temples, the jaw. There's a lot of internal muscle connection into the muscle tissues in the head, scalp, and face, even interiorly, like the eyes and the jaw especially. So it's good to really get them to a point where they can release. Good. And then from here, go to the back. So give yourself a neck massage and go to the one side, the paraspinal muscles over here, and just squeeze, and then squeeze on the other side of the spine. So you're just alternate and drop your shoulders and elbows simultaneously. So you're not just squeezing with your palms and your hands, you're not just gripping, but you're actually engaging your whole body in this softening, reduction of tension, decompression. And then you can work your way down your own neck. Okay, go up and down, either side, alternating. A lot of us are on our devices quite a bit and have a forward head posture and a forward shoulder posture that needs to be reminded where is a better place to be. Good. And then from there, just kind of rub down the neck and then on the tops of the shoulders. down the neck and all the tops of the shoulders. And then just feel the weight of your arms, just the natural weight of the arms. And then feel a flow upward through the crown of the head. So without lifting the chin, just feel the top of the head. Feel like that just floats upward as you have a slight core engagement, and feel the weight and the relaxation of your shoulders and your arms. Good. All right. From here, we're going to wake up the liver and the gallbladder area by rubbing the ribs up and down. And if you can use you see how I'm using my dantian here? I'm using my dantian and my abdominal core muscles more than my shoulders. My shoulders and my arms are kind of going along for the ride. Okay, so feel into your feet. Feel your roots in the ground. Okay, and your hips stay forward. They're still, my hips and the knees, as if I'm holding a ball between my legs, my thighs and my knees, and the ball doesn't fall out. Good, and then just go across, like you're wiping or releasing across the body, connecting the left and the right sides. Good, and then from here, interlace the hands, and then go with the direction of your colon. So down your left, up the right, down the left, up the right, down the left, up the right, and just feel like you have as much surface area connection as possible. Breathe into this. It's soft and gentle, but deep. You want to feel it on the deep, visceral level. And then reverse direction. And again, really try to release and relax your chest, shoulder, neck, but maintain your upright posture. Good. Use your breath to further relax your digestive system. Good. And all right, then from here, we're going to be massaging the arm meridians. So we're going to be knocking down the outside of our arm and then knocking up the inside of the arm. So we're just going to knock down with a loose fist up the inside, down the outside, up the inside. Just very, very relaxed. This is percussion. You should feel gravity doing the work for you. Take some deep breaths. Your lung meridian is involved in opening the lung meridian and the large intestine meridian. Is really important during cold and flu season, and especially during this year. Switch sides. Deep breaths. And feel like you're breathing with your entire body. Good, then brushing. Brush down the outside, up the inside, down the outside, up the inside. Doesn't matter which arm. Again, like you're just clearing or wiping water off of your arm. We're in the shower, you're just wiping it off your arm. Loose, loose. And other side. Don't lose your foundation. Your legs are not wandering about. Your horse stance is still a horse stance, not a living horse stance, not a wooden horse stance. Good. And then we're going to strike the opposite shoulder with a loose fist. Almost like you're just kind of tossing your arm up there. And you're just letting it fall and loosen tops of the shoulders. Other side. Then under the armpit, this arm is just relaxed. And again, you can maybe see, trying to use the whole body and switch sides. So it's not just an arm strike, But you're using the whole body, you're motivating and initiating this movement from the center. Good. Then drop your arms, strike the groin. Without bending forward. Don't bend forward. Just let the arms fall down with gravity. Just let it fall down. Loosen this area. The adductors, they can get really stuck. So allow the percussion to just wake this area up so it doesn't need to be tightened down. Good. And then from here, backs of the knees, so you can bring your feet a little closer together, and then just backs of the knees with a slight up and down motion of the legs. Keep the lower back supple. So don't overbend it forward. Just, it's actually more the legs, and the arms are relaxed. Good. All right. From here, we're going to be knocking down the sides of our legs and up the front of our legs. Loose fists and standing straight up in between. Straight up. Look at the screen every time so it doesn't become a shoulder and arm exercise. And then wiping down the sides, up the front, back to the dantian. All movement initiating and returning to the dantian. Good. And then from here, put your feet together, put your hands on the kidneys, and then by bending the waist, just let the arms wipe down the back to the heels, and then stand straight up again and begin from the top. So you're just wiping from top to bottom, standing up, looking straight ahead, and then repeating. Good. Let the arms go. Just wipe them down. Good. All right, from here, back to your horse stance, your living horse stance. And you're going to be striking on the front and the back central line like a double-headed drum. So let the arms go. But stay on your living horse. Okay? So as if you have a ball between your knees, and that ball isn't being crushed and it's not falling out on the ground. Keep your nose forward. Don't over-rotate. Deep breaths into your belly. Feel the uprightness of your spine, the buoyancy and the lightness of the upper body. And feel the centers of your feet. Good. All right. You can shake out all four limbs. Okay. So from here, we're going to do some heel lifts. So bring your feet close to each other. Just close, maybe an inch apart. And then from here, so locate your feet centers. So the point right in front of your ankle bone on the lateral line, like the longitudinal line that goes from between the second and third toes to the center of your heel, and then like a crosshair. Locate that center of the feet. And then as you raise up off of your heels and you slowly come back down, you're locating the center of the foot, not dropping back on your heels. Okay, so just do some gentle ups and downs. Always very soft landing, and the heels are light. The heels feel light. So you're engaged all in here. Whether you're moving up or down, this is all gently but consistently engaged. Good. Let's use our arms so that you go arms and heel up together. Arms down, heels lightly down. Okay. And they're just, so I'll turn to the side. Feel that the elbow stays down and the shoulders stay down. So it's pretty close to your body. Really, really close to your body. Like you can feel the heat from your own hands. Good. Then on the next up, just take a pause on the up and let the arms come down by themselves. And then gently come back down and center the feet. So arms and feet together, stay up, let the arms come down. Then come down on centers of the feet, arms and feet together, arms first, then gently roll down, centers of the feet. Together, arms first, then gently down. All right, feel that central line moving up. And one more here. Arms down first, then feet. Good, now let's go opposites. So arms first, and then arms down, heels up. Good, and then feet down, arms up. So this one, you really get that lift off, like you're a rocket lifting off into space. Really feel like you could fly out like a human cannonball. You just rocket out and you feel the length of you and you feel like the trajectory of your movement could go way past the top of your head. You get really aerodynamic. Good. Okay, from here, shake it out if you need to. Okay, so let's do a little Wudang Qigong. This is from Yangshan Qigong, which is the Qigong for nourishing life. It's really good to do it this time of year. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and start from feet together. So feel that calmness, centeredness, breathing through the vessel of you. And then from here, invite your spirit, your shen, your attention to come to the deep interior of you. And then let it sink and connect down through 3 centers into your lower dantian. And then from there, sink all of your weight into the right leg, but keep your crown lifting. Let the left heel float up and then step out, toe first in the heel, then glide your weight to your center. Inhale, raise as if you're inflating the space between the vertebrae of the spine. Then maintain that space as you sink and bend the knees as you exhale. So again, inhale, inflating the space between the vertebrae of the spine, keeping that space as you exhale and slightly bend the knees. Good. From here, stay in the lowish position as you turn the palms out to the front, and then let the arms float up as you send the roots down. Then use your legs to get above the shoulder line. Then palms down at the top, and then let the shoulders just release and fall, relax down the front center line, but keep the crown point lifting. And then stay in the low bent knee position. Let the arms float up and then use your legs, root down to float up the arms. Keep the chin slightly tucked. Keep the neck long and lengthened all the way down to the ground. So you're feeling connecting. Heaven and earth, top of the head, soles of the feet. And then from here, send the arms out and then turn the palms up and then let this like drink in to your lower dantian. Then rotate palms down and then palms up, returning chi into your dantian. Good. So really try not to shift your weight Okay, so you're not going forward and then back again. You just stay in your dantian. Stay rooted in through the ground. You feel your root flow into the ground. It's not static. You're in an energy exchange with the earth, just like you're respirating. This is like slow motion snapping sheets on the bed. Slow motion snapping sheets on the bed. You watch the sheet just billow down. You don't have to force it down. It comes down on its own accord. Good. And then from here, we're going to scoop up as if we're washing our face. And then turn slightly to the right, but keep your elbows down. Wash your face and to the ears. And then as you turn to the front again, drop your elbows and shoulders and let the palms float forward. And then at the last, just let the fingertips see forward. Okay. Then from here, turn to the right again. As you bring the fingertips, the center middle fingertips, to the point between the eyes, turn to the center, rotate palms down, and then let this relax down, move like an elevator down to the ground. Then, like scooping from the bottom of the well, washing the face again. Let's go to the other side. So your left, my right. Wash the face and the ears, and then float the palms forward without leaning. Don't lean as you point the fingertips forward, and then engage your core and your pelvic floor to draw back the fingertips to the center between the eyes. Turn to the center again, facing front, and let the palms float down front center line. Good. So we'll alternate the sides. So wash the face, go to the right, wash the face and the ears, keep the shoulders and the elbows down, flow the palms to the front, fingertips forward, engage your core, bring the fingertips to the eyes, turn slightly, same direction, then turn to the center, drop the shoulders, flow the arms down front center line. Scoop on the center line, turn the other way, wash the face and the ears, drop shoulders and elbows, palms flow to the front, right in front of you. Extend the fingertips at the last, then draw the fingertips in towards the center and turn, same direction, your left, to the eyes, then turn to the center, drop your shoulder, lengthen the neck, then scooping at the bottom of the well. Scoop up, wash the face, turn the other way, to your right, my left, your right. Wash the face and the ears, flow the palms forward, center line. Then bring it back, and then turn again to your left, fingertips to the eyes, then turn to the center, facing front, and then drop the palms down the front. Scoop on center. Wash the face, turn left. Wash the face and the ears, flow the palms forward. Then bring the fingertips to the eyes, turn slightly, same direction, left. Turn to the center and return this chi into your dantian. Good. So you go up center to begin. Wash the face, turn in one direction, your right. Flow the palms forward, face front. Good. Draw the fingertips to the eyes, turn. Then face the front again, palms face down. Drop the palms down front center line. Scoop the bottom of the well. Feel the soles of your feet be activated. Washing the face and the ears gently, feeling it flow over you. And then flow your palms to the front. And then bring it back to you. Turn to the eyes, palms face down as you look at the center again, and drop down center. Good. From here, separate the hands and inhale, big breath in. And filling your whole body with breath, breathing above to below, filling your belly, feel front and back, feel left and right, feel all the 6 directions, filling you up like a balloon, and feeling your lungs fill up like a balloon, front, back, up, down, left, right. And 3rd time overhead. Returning home. Good. And then Bring your feet together. Bring the palms one on top of each other at the lower dantian. Take a deep breath and center your chi, center your attention. And then seal it in. Go down the left, up the right 3 times. Down the left, up the right. And then reverse 3 times in the other direction. Warming the hands, still keeping the shoulders down. And then washing the face with the chi and really feeling like you're bathing all the sense organs in the head. All the sense organs get bathed with this nourishment 3 times, and then just let the energy diffuse into all the cells in your body from above to below, just misting down like a cloud. Okay. Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. There's a few minutes for questions. If anybody has anything they'd like to share, I think
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was incredible. And I should start every morning like that. Melissa Bell has a question. She asks, what is the purpose of knocking down and brushing down the meridians?
Well, so knocking down with a loose fist, what it does is it breaks up what we would call qi stagnation in Chinese medicine. So stuck areas that need waking up so that they can actually remember that they are connected to the rest of the whole, terrain. So oftentimes we have an area that just feels like it's all on its own. It's all on its own, and you just have to kind of knock some sense into it. It's like, oh, you're part of a community, right? So that's the idea. So you're knocking down. You're actually moving down the yang channels in Chinese medicine. You're moving down the yang channels, which want to express energy out. So it's appropriate to knock energy and have it express out. And then you're knocking up the yin channels so that you're returning qi into your body. So the knocking is percussing stagnation out. And that once that moves, you're brushing to kind of bring back the interconnectivity of all the tissues and the meridians. Okay, that's the overall concept behind that.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions?
Yeah, Miriam was just noting that the 3 repetitions with their ablutions as Muslims prior to daily prayers, and wondering if you could connect that significant number 3 with more of the Qigong practice. Why 3?
Well, I can't speak to the Muslim faith. I'm undereducated in that field. But in terms of Taoism, we really do see things in a kind of trinity everywhere. So we do like to, I mean, if you think about it physically, like a tripod never rocks, right? A 4-legged stool or a 4-legged chair might have a rock, have an instability built into it, but a 3-legged stool doesn't rock. So this kind of triangulation, and also in terms of Taoism, you can think about it in relationship to what we would call the 3 powers. So heaven is the most yang, earth is the most yin, and in between is humanity, and we're the conduit. So we are always connected, we're always a part of. But usually we walk around as a real mashup of yin and yang, kind of in a confused way. And so when we're working with something like Qigong and Tai Chi, we're actually trying to differentiate what is yin, what is yang, where's the yin side of my body, where's the yang side of my body? Can I identify and articulate it, bring more consciousness into it, and then have a more clear articulation as I express myself into the world. So it's a way that we can know ourselves and actualize ourselves, and also communicate and express ourselves in a more authentic way into the world. So the 3s, we see them everywhere, but in a big way, you can think of the 3 powers: heaven, earth, and humanity.
Do you today feel balanced between them, or feel more one or the other?
That's a great question. It's always moving. I really think about balance as a dynamism, as the dynamic balance. I think in in the English language, we're very noun oriented. We think things like, have a solidity and just stay there forever. And we actually kind of go for that. We think that we can be happy forever, or we can be rich forever, or we can be in love forever, or something like that. But really everything's moving and changing all the time. So how we can stay balanced while there are changes that are constantly happening beyond our control, and a little bit's in our control, but most of it's beyond our control. So I think martial arts is a really wonderful art form in the study of change and how to maintain a balance, a sense of balance, or a sense of your authentic center, not authentic like in a really abstract way, but it's very physical and energetic, and your mind can be centered as well. So all of these things are very much involved in your interaction with martial arts when you're working with either solo practice or in a group or partner practice. All of those things are challenged and studied.
Mm-hmm. Shifu Sally Chang, thank you so much. That was a really valuable lesson. I will take a lot with me. I just posted your website again in the chat if people want to learn more. And we appreciate you teaching at the Solstice seminars.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure. And thank you for organizing this and inviting me. It's really quite an honor.